So recently I talked about this idea of, zooming in versus zooming out, looking at your whole life versus, looking at what you're going to eat for breakfast on a regular basis. And so, um, from the zoomed out perspective, one of the things that I have pondered some, or may ponder a little bit from time to time, probably should ponder it more than I do actually, which is, what at the end of my life, when I'm old and I know that I probably have very little time left here, what are the things that I will look back on and feel a sense of satisfaction about? So, what am I going to look at and be like, or what are the things that I will be very happy and pleased that I did? What will I look back, the way I spent my time, what are the things I'll look back and say, if I had to do it over again, I would absolutely spend all that time and maybe even more on those things. And then what are the things that I would look back and be like, that was kind of a waste, or that was not that important, or maybe even, what are the things that I would have genuine regrets about, like, man, I had this precious time. Now, in the grand scheme of things, there's no shortage of time. So, I'm going to heaven, and so I'm going to have, if you will, in a manner of speaking, all the time in the world, right? so my time to exist, that's not short. What is relatively short is the time that I have to exist here on the earth. So the question becomes really not so much about what do I want to do while I exist. The question is, while I exist here, the unique opportunities and challenges that present themselves on life on earth, what are those things that I want to go into, to execute on, and to enjoy and to be a part of. So, at the end of life, I think one of what I've heard, right, is like, what do you want written on your tombstone, or what do you want your epitaph to be? And I think that's valid in the sense of, like, it can help you clarify, like, what was the mission of your life. I do think, like, if our goal is, like, just to be remembered after we're dead, like, I feel like that's not a good enough target. Like, so, like, for me, transferring over to the new reality of, well, for me, will be the new reality of heaven, even though I experienced parts of it here on earth, the very sort of fresh new reality of heaven. It doesn't really make sense to me that I would be, when I'm in that state, that I'm really going to care that the people who are still here on earth are paying attention to my memory. I mean, okay, so for my kids, my grandkids, yeah, maybe, right? But, like, just to be, like, famous in the generic sense, so that hopefully people will remember me. Like, for Abraham Lincoln right now, sure, people remember him. He's talked about, he comes up in history textbooks. But does he care about whether or not he's remembered right now? I hope he's in heaven, by the way. And let's suppose he is. I don't know. I don't think he's really going to care that much whether or not he was famous and while he was here on the earth. No, I do think he probably cares about whether he made a good impact in the world while he was here. So anyway, so when it comes to the epitaph, I think I would say, let's not think about it in terms of, like, making a name for ourselves, but more in terms of, what was the mission, what was your assignment by God, and did you fulfill on that assignment? Because this is a limited time offer only, if you will. This is a limited chance that we have. We may get 80 or 90 years, and during that time, it's a unique time, really. Sure, there's plenty of pain, there's plenty of heartache, there's plenty of difficulty to go around. But it's a unique time in our existence compared to the tremendous scope of eternity. We have this amazing, unique time to do things that will impact our life and the lives of those around us for eternity. And so the question becomes, what do you do with the time you have?